let's take a look at the meaning of the wall. Names on a wall, a reminder of those who fell in the line of duty. Today, the Phoenix Employee Memorial, celebrating its 20th anniversary.
Well, this exists so that families, city workers, and the public can celebrate the memory of workers who have given their lives in service to the city. Firefighters, police, and many other folks who have died over the years dating back to 1925.
At the time of dedication, only 40 names were etched onto the 290 glass bricks. Today, 20 years later, that number has risen to 73. And in 2013, 3 more names were added.
The bricks were placed at random and will continue to be placed at random because the random selection, instead of preferring one year or one person over another, row upon row, means that all of these workers have given the ultimate sacrifice equally.
This beautiful public art project is also a place for reflection. The combination of native Arizona plants provides a serene place to meditate.
Otto Regan is the artist who actually created this beautiful employee memorial project. Otto, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. We're celebrating 20 years of this beautiful wall. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, the City of Phoenix put out a competition, nationwide competition for artists to basically make proposals to the City of Phoenix for a memorial for the city workers, all city workers. And this was when the City Hall was first being built. It was, in fact, this project was analogous to the City Hall being built. And this was the last part of the project, really.
So that was part of the project. So tell me about how you came up with this concept of this wall.
Well, they narrowed the field of artists down to 5 artists. They actually, each of us to come up with a proposal. I think I was the only one from Phoenix. In fact, my studio was about 3 blocks from here. And the idea came rather quickly and clearly to me. One thing that I wanted to do and to propose was something that was not what you would find anywhere else. So I wanted a regional specific memorial that you would only find in Phoenix. You'd only find in the Southwest. So I'd stayed away from black granite walls. I stayed away from sort of the international idea of what a memorial would be, and instead sort of modeled this after essentially the ancient Anasazi stonework and forms. Secondly, so it's sort of a kiva-like shape. And secondly, because we had such a large building and others competing for kind of competition, and this memorial's in the front yard, I thought I can't really elevate myself to them, so I would sink the plaza into the ground to make it more intimate and tip it back to the arc of the sun. And that was the basis for the design. That was the initial idea.
Well, let's walk over to the wall because I want to talk a little bit about it too, because it is interesting what you said. It's kind of a kiva-like shape. I didn't know about having the position this way because of the sun, and that's part of the whole Anasazi?
Well, obviously there's large pieces of cast glass into this wall, which is part of the vocabulary I work with normally anyhow. But to me, the real reason for the glass was it is, instead of something dark, it's something light. Mm-hmm. So the names that would be inscribed on the glass would be basically lit by light. To light the glass, because it's all mirrored, I wanted to lean it back to the arc of the sun, so at different times of day, the light would illuminate different specific parts of the wall. So you would walk into this place, into an enclosure, and basically see a reflection of the arc of the sun.
Beautiful.
With the names,
Beautiful.
Of course.
Now, it also steeps down ever so slightly.
That's correct.
And why so?
Well, one practical reason would it be a way to get from grade or normal sidewalk level, into the space and then down and into it. I felt like the closer you got to the wall, the more you should feel enveloped by it, rather than exposed. So where one is standing, where we're standing now, in a way, you're kind of in a different sense of space than you are in the public spaces around us. It's subtle, but that was part of the reason.
Subtle, but it's definitely there. Mm-hmm. So just one last question I want to ask you about the masonry. I mean, this is, you said this is stone, like Southwest. Yes. That's why the light color. Talk about the masonry of building that.
Well, it's all dry stack sandstone. The sandstone, of course, is regional. The method for doing it, though, is incredibly time-consuming. I basically was the contract designer, but also the contractor of it. So I, of course, had specialists doing everything. You know, their parts were being done in different parts of the United States, but we assembled it here. The stoneworkers, you know, we worked day and night. This was all done in 3 months.
That's incredible.
It was more or less a fast push project by the time it was finally got started. But the stonework itself, how I approached that was macro-sized pieces of stone towards the exterior, but the closer you got in here, if you notice, it changes size. So the pieces of stone get smaller and smaller the more closer you get to the wall. And that was purposeful too. So I call this the inner wall, and as opposed to, of course, the outer wall.
And I want to point out over here too, the steps over here, if you will, or the seating area too. Kind of a person can sit down and reflect, maybe just read.
Yes. Well, I assume that there'd be small events here, but for the most part, there would be 1 or 2 or 3 people at a time, and this would be a place to, you know, to reflect.
Reflect, meditate.
Another subtle aspect to it, though, is that when you're sitting on those chairs or standing in the middle, any thought or any voicings or anything echo right back to you. So if we were to be talking in the middle of this circle, we would be hearing our voices amplified. So that, again, these are all sort of, you don't see it in most public spaces, but when you move through it, there's all these sensations that I was trying to sort of design into the project.
This gave me, just talking to you today has given me a whole other appreciation about this unbelievable wall that sits here that we walk past every single day. Thank you so much for spending a couple minutes with us.
Well, you're most welcome.
This is a wonderful way to celebrate 20 years of this employee memorial wall.
The wall is located adjacent to City Hall at 200 West Washington, right in the heart of downtown Phoenix. The City of Phoenix honors and salutes those who have lost their lives in service to this great city.